The first carry now. This is Johnson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Come on. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Mike, 55. Check.
Hey, 24. 24 is down. He's coming.
Check 24. Check 24.
Let's go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Robert Quinn. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
3rd and long. It's Watson going for the deep ball. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 77 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The 21st pick back in the 2016 draft, Will Fuller, and we know that he can take the top off of a defense.
He certainly can, and the way that he does it is just straight, pure speed. And I talked with one of the better defensive coordinators in the league, and I said, how do you defend that? And he said, at times, you absolutely don't. If the quarterback gets time and he heaves it downfield, Will Fuller's going to outrun any coverage you put out there.
At their own 26-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
It's 2nd down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Go, get out, 26.
Prescott from the gun. Whitney Merciless drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Watch the slant.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Texans 7, Cowboys nothing.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Down to lose 1.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. From the 50, it's Watson. And they're going to He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. Watson now to throw. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try to throw.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Prescott. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And out across midfield down to the 45. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First down, Dallas.
Right there in the middle, 55.
In your face.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And that is no good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They'll keep it on the ground. Elliott, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage would be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott now. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. Cooper was the target there. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Right back to Ferguson. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Ferguson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to put an end to that play, and in so doing, puts an end to this 3rd quarter. Back now in Houston, it's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. To throw is Watson. Throwing on 3rd and long. Looking deep and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Throwing, Prescott. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Cooper was the intended target. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it, the defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Watson. Flushed. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And hold every everything here. This one is not over yet. They return it for the touchdown.
They continue to fight, don't they?
This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Miller. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. On 2nd down, here's Miller. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Watson. Dancing to his left. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. 10 yards is the pickup there, and that should just about put a bow on this one. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Watson with a give to Miller. Fights him off. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
Up this magic with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You could see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. When I've been up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you. Think I need to change my habits. What would you do